Hey guys, and welcome back to Deku Tarot and to your daily tarot reading for Monday, the 28th of October, 2019. Yes, I am dressed as Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service. I'm dressed like this because I'm going to do the Aries video as this after. Again, go put up, I think I put it in the community tab, what you want your sign to be dressed as for your November reads. I just asked about Scorpio and Taurus because I plan on doing them tomorrow. But definitely put a comment in there about, what kind of makeup style. I might try to do it. I'm not the best at like makeup and all that stuff, but I try. We try to keep it fun here. So definitely go comment on that. Check out your new moon in Scorpio reading, guys. And to those of you who are celebrating that today or have that new moon energy coming in today, the 28th, here it is. Go check out the reading for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. I have it time-stamped, and it should have been out just before this, actually. So go check that out, guys. As well as Virgo and Capricorn are up for November. Did a fun little makeup thing for that too. And thank you guys. Thank you to all my subscribers. If you haven't, do make sure to subscribe, share a video. I really appreciate it, and it helps me continue to be here, okay? So guys, let's talk about this new moon, because I wasn't able to really go over a lot of that, a lot of the energy about it, a lot of the collective messages or the astrology about it in the new moon in Scorpio video, because I just there's so much to get through in those that I don't really have time to talk about the astrology, which is why I wanted to talk about it a little bit today, because we have sun and moon in Scorpio, and it's the new moon in Scorpio obviously as well. That's a lot of intense energy. Already it's that deep diving, investigative, curious, and it's the death card energy. That's what Scorpio is. It transforms. It's Phoenix. It burns down things so that we may know the truth for what it is, whether we like it or not. And it takes our ego out of the mix. This is a very ego versus soul new moon, where our ego can't really get us out of this one. We can't think our way out of this. We're going to have to just roll with the feelings. It's also very, we have all this continuous interaction that's been going on. In all the, with all the planets and stuff. I'm not the perfect astrologer. Do go check out White Light Astrology or Gregory Scott Astrology. They're both great. Let them know I sent you. I love them both. They're really great in terms of astrology, but I'll try to say my piece on it, I guess. We have Uranus and Taurus, as you guys know. And that is really huge energy. I don't think, if you haven't done the research on what that energy is, do go watch my video that I made, I think back in March or April about it. It's really big. And I think that everybody should know what Uranus and Taurus does when it comes around. Because every time it's come around, it's been like a world war. There's been a gold rush. There's been insane things that have happened, insane changes on a global level. And I think that that's what we're going through globally, but also the interaction between Scorpio and Taurus being opposites, and Taurus in Uranus, and Scorpio, the sun and moon, being in the sun and moon, as well as in Mercury, which is about to go retrograde. I think it's also still in Venus, until I think, what is it, the first, when it enters Sagittarius. So we have so much in Scorpio right now. There's so much, that deep dive, investigative, I want to know more. I don't care what it takes, but I'm going to dig deep and see what comes of that. That's the energy right now. It's really this energetic charge flooding us, and flooding, honestly, especially if we want to be open to messages, if we've been asking for messages from our higher self, it's going to really just flood into our crown and eye chakra here, our crown and third eye chakra, and just give us the answers, give us this sharp, intense, articulate truth that maybe we didn't think we were ready for, but we told ourselves we were. So it's going to be very shock and awe, very tower moment energy. It's going to bring up, again, where our ego lies in regards to our soul and what that all really means. I know that's kind of a complicated thing to just say, but if our ego has stopped us from growing, from soul growth, and, our need for materialistic, capitalistic things that aren't really real have led us, then we're going to be switching that up, and it's going to become very apparent that our ego has controlled something when we should have been letting our soul lead us here. So it's ego versus soul. It really pits us to some deep truths, whether, they seem very convenient or not. So let's see what comes up here. It just feels very intense, if I'm being honest. Seven of Pentacles. What's the energy today? What will be happening? Oh my gosh. And of course we get the moon. Are we surprised? Of course not. When the moon shows up on a new or full moon, I'm never surprised. Strength reverse. Areas where we've needed to work on ourselves. We might have been assuming that things weren't working out because X, Y, and Z outside reasons, but strength reverse says that we probably haven't been dealing with our fears, our stresses, our anxieties about this situation in the best way. You know, again, like I said, our ego might be protecting us from some truths here that it can no longer shield us against. Our soul needs to know the answers that we have been asking and asking and asking and asking. So let's see. It's coming up today. This is a deep one, huh? Ace of Swords. There it is. There's your clarity. There's what you want. There is the information you're looking for and what's going to push you through this. Ace of Swords for me, especially today, it comes in as like a shing, like when you're ripping out like a sword, like if you're in a samurai or something, you were to rip out the sword and like, just, you know, that noise that's like shing. It's that, that's really silly, sorry. But it's that kind of moment of just like clear. There it is in your mind. You get it. You understand. You're seeing something from a different perspective because you were allowing, again, you were allowing something to control you, it feels here. And it has a lot to do with our internal anxiety, stresses. It has to do with the ego. Let's unravel that a bit more. Yeah, Three of Swords reversed. This calls for healing and for recognizing where we've been hurt the most, where we have experienced heartbreak, where we have experienced failure, loss. And if we haven't really felt our way through this or recognized, you know, a person, a situation for being a Three of Swords, it's going to become extremely apparent. You know, it's just very... we just need, if we have been entrapped in anything, it's just like the past entrapments are just falling away here. They're not going to make it through this new moon cycle here, the Scorpio new moon to Taurus full moon cycle. It's just not going to happen. This is going to be a very intense time of the year. Scorpio and Taurus, I mean, Taurus is just, and Uranus has been knocking everything around. And the fact that they're opposites and Scorpio season always kind of tends to bring up this intense clearing out Phoenix energy every year. It's just amplified. It feels like times 100 right now. Yeah, Queen of Cups. Listen to your higher self. Listen to your intuition. Really, we have to be one with our emotions and less with the practical, because the practical haven't served us, have they? The practical energy, the let's just keep going at this, let's keep assuming this is going to be fine, but also I'm kind of frustrated about it. I'm not really voicing or speaking how I'm frustrated or even really doing anything about it, because Seven of Pentacles is, I've been plotting away at this for a while, but I'm not seeing the growth from the 8 to 9 to the 10 that I want to. It feels a bit stagnant, a bit like a push or pull situation. And because we've been so stuck in these material upsets and less about the emotional effects that might have something more to do with it, it feels like you're going to focus on that instead of focusing on emotional situations and losses and things that, again, have entrapped you for maybe even years. We have to let things go. We have to listen to where our emotions guide us right now, where our intuition is guiding us. And she's looking right at that Three of Swords reversed. So what is she getting with that? What are we getting from that? Mercury is going into retrograde. We all know what happens to me speaking when that happens, so I'm going to try to slow it down now. But, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is, I want the security. I'm looking for this Ten of Pentacles, and it didn't work out the way we wanted it to. Maybe we believed that a situation was going to bring that. Maybe we believed that that's what it was going to be. Person, a job, but it just feels like what happened here? Let's look at what happened here. Come on, give me one. I would go ahead and start singing the Kiki song, but I don't want them to take away my channel or get me in trouble from that, so I won't. But it's kind of stuck in my head right now. Ace of Rods, yeah. Guys, this is just one of those weird readings, huh? I mean, I knew it was going to be because it is new moon in Scorpio, but 2 10s surrounded by an ace of rods. So some of you need to get really honest about what makes you feel this way and go for it. It's time to get honest. It's time to manifest that in. It's time to say to the universe, this is what I want, and be very, very clear about it. But to know this, to get to that Ace of Wands that leads you to these 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, a new cycle beginning. It's like you have to let go of all this nasty, nasty energy and roll with the emotional punches of it. Because it probably isn't going to feel very good. You're going to feel quite weak here with the Strength card reversed. But once we recognize where we have been faltering, where we haven't been at our best, where we haven't been our strongest, where we haven't mastered these areas of our life, these things that hold us back, these obsessive qualities, these things that, you know, I'm going to keep working at this no matter what, and I'm going to keep harping on this and feeling this and seeing this one way. It's really asking you to stop thinking about it like that. Think about things from the totally opposite perspective. Do not be stubborn in this energy. Scorpios, even though they are a fixed sign and can be stubborn, will never appreciate the stubborn qualities, and especially in their season. And this energy, it asks you to shift, it asks you to change, and it asks you to recognize what? Two of Pentacles. Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to say, but I was like, hopefully the tarot will have a better way of putting it. Two of Pentacles. We need to trust that this is change here. We need to be open to change. Again, not stubborn in the face of needing to shift things, needing to juggle things in a different way. For those of you who think that, you know, life can only be this one specific way, whether it's career, love, etc., and that it's always going to be like this is how it works, this is how it always happens. I just get this shame. I get this feeling for you that you're at a crossroads and it's time to look the other way, and it's time to consider things in a totally new light. It's interesting because 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups here both talk about happy, you know, families. They're not alone. Neither of these 10s are alone. They talk about the happy family life, you know, the meat and the potatoes, as well as the emotional happiness of a relationship, of a family situation. But with the Ace of Rods in the middle of it, it kind of almost gives me the feeling that you need to cultivate this within yourself and not within others here. Yeah, we can reach out to people, but Scorpio season and Scorpios want you to cultivate that from within on your own. That's the thing about Scorpio and Taurus that is very much in both those signs, is the ability to be alone and be happy alone. And I think that some of you it would behoove you to find this happiness, find this joy, whether you think you can get it or not, because you get the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Rods. This is in your head that you have built up something to believe that it can only be one way, and you have to start seeing it from a different perspective. Otherwise, you're not going to have that happy. Yeah, exactly. Another person, for some of you, it's like a really specific message. You have to seek out balance and growth within you and just you. You can't find that within another person. You can't find that within somebody else. And if you are a Leo listening to this, definitely go watch the Leo New Moon and Scorpio reading, because this is kind of hitting me there. And with Aquarius, actually with all the fixed signs, it's kind of hitting me for all the fixed sign energy, which is not surprising. But what you find out today, what you realize, and what you put into you is very important. Instead of putting it into others, I really think that it is time that we put something into ourselves. If we want the 10 of Pentacles, we want the 10 of Cups, we want all that, it's time to do kind of like the opposite here and focus, instead of all that, you know, instead of on, you know, I want this life, I want these people, I want, you know, my soulmate, my family, all this crap. You need to find that energy within you. And you need to put that energy within you. And that's where you need to foster the growth. I don't know. This is a very specific message. But let's, oh my gosh, I don't think that I have my oracles in here with me. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. I still have them in the bag from when I was at that festival yesterday. You can always see pictures and stuff of what else I do, and what other, you know, dailies, etc. over on my Instagram story. I put some pictures up from the party there. But let's check this out, guys. Let's get a Doreen Virtue card. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moments. this is time to release and heal the past. Again, Scorpio season has the past coming, knocking at the door, almost, I mean, I want to say unexpectedly, but I think in the deep of your heart, you knew it was going to come back because you didn't let it go. There hasn't been things that needed to be dealt with, and that's why the past exes, people are going to come knocking at our door, especially in Mercury retrograde energy. That's what happens. Expect things like that to happen because we have loose ends to tie up and situations to release. Codependency, addictions are affecting you. Are affecting your romantic life. Again, this to me talks about codependency. A lot of this is about codependency and realizing that if you've been codependent in relationships and codependent on your own personal growth through other people and needing other people and need. It's like this need for others needs to be released. And you need to find dependency on yourself and yourself only. I'm sorry about somebody's mowing their lawn. My neighbors literally, I swear, these people mow their lawns every damn day. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what are you mowing at this point? Anyways, let's get not a romance angel, a Halloween oracle card here. Finish this bad Larry up for today. Skull of flowers creating through the ashes. I'd expect nothing less. I knew it was going to be either this or the underworld card. And let's see if that one will come out. Just because I mentioned it, I feel it. Oh, no. Actually, risk and reward comes out. So we're going to take them both. Skull of flowers. I was just kind of hoping that because that's kind of a very Scorpio card for me. Skull of flowers creating through the ashes. So sometimes we wish for a life different from the one we have, and that can mean radical change. To have that new life, everything falls apart to make it so, and that can be uncomfortable. We may lose our relationships or they may change. We might lose a job, have to move house, or become ill. All big events that lead to a reassessment of the how of our lives. The skull of flowers illustrates that there is a sureness yet a rawness to creating again, to starting afresh. Sometimes the universe gives us a blank slate to work from, so we can build what we really want rather than just settling for less. The skull of flowers celebrates not just a kind of phoenix energy, but an energy of success and full bloom through adversity. And now let's go back to apple. Apple. Risk and reward. Wrong part. I always try to read the wrong part of this one. Apples have been an iconic part of mythos from ancient times to modern. Should you receive the apple in your reading, it's time to look at how risk plays out in your life. Are you hedging your bets and not trying anything new? Do you want to change but are not willing to change anything? Are you willing to risk to get a greater reward? Or alternatively, are you risking too much too often? We really need to evaluate our behaviors and, what we give into within us that probably isn't healthy, and really reevaluate, how we treat ourselves and how we treat our addictions. And you guys are going to know exactly what that means. I know it. All right. Woof. Big messages today. And as I looked up, I saw 333 on the recording thing on my camera here. So take that how you will. All right. Have a great day, guys. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want to book a reading. All that info is right below this video in the description box. Do check out the new moon in Scorpio video, as well as your, oh my God, I almost said December. What is wrong with me today in December? Your October and November readings, okay? Thank you so much and have a blessed day. Namaste.